corporation case R period R period tilde 385 tilde 460 tilde 312 colon U period S period. Stabilization Force Foreign Martial Law Court. In April of 2003, I sat down with Robert Gray, the chief of the United Nations Postal Administration at One UN Plaza in New York City, New York, of the former United States of America. And in that meeting, Robert Gray, chief of the United Nations Postal Administration, stated that the Charter of the United Nations was a fraudulent contract, and the Constitution for the United Nations was not enforced in any location in the now space on planet Earth. Due to this meeting and the questions that Robert Gray could not answer, he confessed that his organization had zero authorization to authorize troop movement or authorize embassies to join their fraudulent grammar corporation, for he recognized me as the Postmaster General of the world, as a solitary condition Postmaster General of the world, where no one could come backdoor me and reauthorize a postal system in the now space. The United Nations is a fraud grammar corporation with zero authorization in the now space and is a rogue concept to brainwash your minds thinking that they have a position in your space. In 2005, while conducting this trial in Washington, D.C., the Surgeon General of the United-States of our World Corporation, Stephen-Alvin Roebuck, syntaxed the credential charters for corporate authorization of the World Health Organization. The evidence was published at the World Health Organization as well at the Market Marshall Mall in Washington, D.C. in 2005. The forensics that were logged into evidence, which was the Constitution of the World Health Organization as a fictitious grammar document with no facts for the statement of a claim, which was lodged in 2005 by the Surgeon-General of the United-States of our World Corporation, Stephen-Alvin Roebuck, is now still maintaining the rules of the continuance of the evidence within this military court-martialing case. The Surgeon-General of the United-States of our World Corporation passed away last year of natural causes in 2021. However, the forensics of corporation are still logged within the corporation case R period tilde 385 tilde 460 tilde 312 colon U period S period. And Stephen was a wonderful man who had the courage of his convictions, and he was a great Surgeon General. And we are looking now for another Surgeon General to place him and carry on his work and carry on the work of this corporation case against the fictitious grammar, establishing new post roads for new doctors and new functions, because the World Health Organization's credentialing for corporate structure is no longer. Therefore, we're going to place new doctors in corporate position to articulate the matrix of the now space. The World Health Organization, as a fraudulent corporation with zero authorization to set up contract or engage in corporate authorizations, is making a psychological ploy on the people of the world. And people are getting spun up out here.
I don't know what's going on at the World Health Organization right now. So just to be clear, you can go on to the World Health Organization website. You can right now watch and track all the monkeypox outbreaks, the avian flu outbreaks, whatever it is you want to look for. That's being reported into the World Health Organization. And the Director General, Tedros, if he decides, well, there's 3 guys in Nebraska that have monkeypox, we need to shut down America. If you read those guidelines, the nation state where the outbreak is happening does not need to agree to have assistance. The World Health Organization does not need confirmation of a genetic sequence that an outbreak is there. And if we are not willing to comply with the orders from Tedros to lock down our nation, say our police say they don't want to do it, say our military says we're not going to do it, another nation state that does not have the outbreak, let's say China, can volunteer the People's Liberation Army to come to America to make sure that we're locked down. And by the way, that agreement also says they can actually disregard all international aviation and maritime laws if needed. It is the white flag to surrender. I am sick and tired of all of us sitting around doing nothing.
I would caution the people of the world to do their due diligence before they open their mouth in the public sector, creating a public safety hazard for the World Health Organization and the credentialing to authorize corporate structure in fictitious grammar ended in the year 2001 with the disqualification of the grammar charters for the Universal Postal Union. Corporations had to come into correct communication parsing syntax grammar in order to be a correct function in the now space. So when you see videos like we've just seen here, where people are wrong leading the public, thinking that the World Health Organization is a entity, we must manifest and move them into a backdrop, because the World Health Organization and the credentialing to bring a military through the United Nations or some kind of protocol just doesn't have validity in the Milky Way galaxy. I know that there are many storylines out here running that sway our minds to think corporations have authorization to be in the now space. However, we all have sovereign choice, and we all love ourselves and love our family members and love our communities and the ones around us. If there is a foreign military to come onto your lands, it is up to our sovereign knowledge on, number one, standing up for ourselves. And sometimes it's difficult to draw a line in the sand and take a position to safeguard your lands, safeguard your loved ones. The correct communication parsing syntax grammar controls a contract corporation in the now space. However, there is room for tone setters. And tone setters step up to the plate and take accountability to stop and correct the games that they got tricked into and hold people accountable in the feud of life. For the tone setters who love their communities, love their families, and love the people around them, if you see a foreign army coming to your location, know that it is not authorized by me, and know that it has zero authorization to be there. So at that point, if this goes kinetic, you are going to have to stand your ground. My suggestions: network with your community, network with your family, your neighborhood, and the loved ones around you. Set up your communication to have a plan, to know how to preserve your water, your food, because these are things that they use to isolate locations. And learn how to communicate with each other in correct communication parsing syntax grammar contracts. If you have to stand up for yourselves and defend and safeguard your lands, my suggestion is that we must hold the people accountable who put us in this position. So the bankers and the families and the leaders that have engaged in this activity, nefarious activity for many years, will be held accountable. They will be sought out, and they will live by the blood feud. But please do not get caught up in these storylines, because we don't have to manifest that. We can manifest that of love and happiness, correctness, righteousness, fairness. Now, unfortunately for the citizens of the world, there are bad bankers out here and bad presidents who take commands and have an agenda, and that agenda is driven off of money, power, lust, and greed. And that concept is not what we accept in the now space. Those are old ideologies. The concept of the now space manifests correctness, manifests happiness, manifests the providing and loving for your families, and living in a secure location. Safety net that's been set up through the claim of the life system, through the quantum banking system and the quantum postal system, is that of a massive scale. But I don't expect everyone that has a claim of the life to comprehend all the functions and ins and outs of that. What is very valuable is that you are correct in your now space, that you manifest happiness, you manifest love, friendship, and communication with your fellow mankind. However, there is a chance that you're going to have to draw a line in the sand. So how you do that, you will be judged on, because you have to judge yourself on that. Did you do a good job? Did you give full closure? Were you as peaceful as you can until it came to a point where you had to stop being peaceful and you had to be in a more firm position? It's okay to be firm. Just be correct when you're firm. Tone setters, set the tone in your now space.